Alright guys, what's going on? It is Friday. These Fridays that come and go so quickly. What's going on? Ruru from Spain. Good to see you in here today. Terry, Stu, you gotta go. Man, it's gonna be till Tuesday before we see each other again. It's just awful. The market's gonna be closed on Monday, guys. So keep that in mind. Some people are starting their extended weekends today. There's typically lighter volumes, especially when there's an extended weekend. We got quite a bit of stocks this morning that are coming out with some news and PRs and a little bit of volume here and there. We got a few to go over, so very excited to go over that today. Ron, what's going on, man? Good to see you in here. Hope you all had a great Valentine's Day with your snookums last night. Took mine out to eat. I was inspired yesterday by Andrew. He said he was taking his girl to Crystal to get a burger. I said, you know what? I'm going to take my girl to McDonald's. She can get whatever she wants to off that dollar menu. Anything she wants. So we treated her. Had a great Valentine's Day. Let's get right into... I'm kidding about that. I took her out to eat. Alright, let's get right into today, guys. Futures are pointing to a higher Wall Street open this morning, following a mixed session which saw the Dow and S&P 500 end their brief win streaks. Stock futures were lower in the early morning, but they're higher right now, so the market's going to be gapping up a little bit after the Chinese President Xi said trade talks with the U.S. would continue next week into Washington. Alright, so we're going to see a little bit of a gap up this morning. And Con, to answer your question, you said, why do I stop the live stream at 9:30? It's because at that point in time, it's time to get ready to trade, and then I put the YouTube video together and all that stuff. I'm usually not trading very long, regardless. And then also these scanners as well. Guy who made these, created these, he gave me permission to use them in pre-market. But that really wouldn't be fair to him to continue into the market day with them either. Top quality cabinets paid tuition yesterday. Market took me behind the woodshed. Told my wife had to be discount pizza for Valentine's Day. Discount pizza. Hey, that's alright, man. Tuition is what it is. You know, opening up the small account is what I suggest and recommend to everybody. You know, why start learning with opening up a $25,000 account? Doesn't make sense at all, but people do it. People, they come into the market, and a lot of people will say, they'll say, well, I don't have the money for trading. I'm going to wait a little while before I start trading. Learn how to trade before you have money. Well, okay, imagine if you're just playing golf for the first time and you're going up into the PGA Tour against Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, those guys, and you say, I don't need to practice. Let's get right to the course. I'm going to shoot under par. That's not going to happen. Alright, we got to practice, guys. Gotta practice. Alright, so let's get to the watch list. The last few days, guys, there's been a lot, you know, it's kind of been unbiased on both sides as far as shorts and long biased traders are concerned. There's been opportunities on both sides. There's been good opportunities on both sides, not just leaning one way or the other. For instance, on SOLO, there's been opportunities on both sides. That was a short biased trade, of course, yesterday. You know, I took a little chunk of it because I saw the setup, I saw the price action, I saw that, you know, buyers were moving in at those support areas, which tells its own story. You know, we can't just be biased one way or the other. We got to be objective minded when it comes to these stocks. Rick, what's going on? Good to see you in here today. Great green day yesterday, by the way. So there's been opportunities on both sides. We have SOLO, of course, FUV at the close of yesterday, so we're going to get into that. That had some good opportunities as well on it. It's actually setting itself up not too bad right now, bouncing off of a trend line. You know, this, of course, is going to be more of a short bias trade as well. This thing is very overextended. Very overextended. But there's been good opportunities, guys. That's the main thing I want you to pay attention to on both sides of the trading field. So we got to be smart. SG, good morning. Denmark in the house. But we constantly got to be adapting, guys. Constantly got to be adapting, because the last few days a lot of traders on the long side have been holding their positions longer, been bag holding a lot, because they saw what happened with SOLO. That kind of awoke some of the the dead penny stock market. Where over the last few weeks it's just been anything that goes up comes right back down. So SOLO woke up some long bias traders. Now there's more bag holders, and the shorts are less eager to get in and hold their positions, and so it allows for more opportunities on both sides. Alright guys, let's get straight into the watch list. What is going on today? We got SAEX. This one is our leading gapper on the watch list, up 20%. Now I'm going to be much more careful going into today, just because it is an extended weekend. Today is Friday. I'm going to try as hard as I can to be careful today as far as my trading goes. But I want to go over SAEX. What's going on here? Morgan Stanley raises their stake in the company from 67,000 shares to 309,000 shares. On SAEX, Morgan Stanley raises their stake into the company. SAEX, this is a past chart ripper here. This one does have some clear resistance on it as well. I want us to go over. Lindley, what's going on? Good morning. Good to see you in here today. Now, sad that it's an extended weekend, guys. I'm going to miss you. Miss you guys a lot. Yeah. So let's pull up the chart on SAEX. This one's sitting at 474 right now. It's forming a flag in pre-market on lower volume. It's our leading gapper, so we got to go over it. We got 499 as our pre-market high. $5 is of course going to be tough resistance. On SAEX, it's going to be pre-market highs. This one is setting itself up, where if it breaks $5 in pre-market, we could see it at least get up to $5.25 or so. But after $5, we're going to have our next resistance level at around $6. If we take a look at the past chart history on SAEX, it has hit $6 many times throughout the year. That has served as resistance several times. So after 5, 6 is going to be that next level of resistance there. So keep it on watch. This one can easily, on Fridays we see this oftentimes as well. Traders are just eager to get in and get out. They want to take their trade, be one and done, in and out, and start their extended weekend. We see that a lot on Fridays, and that's why on Fridays a lot of times we see morning spikes. We see those morning spikes, they fade on off, and then that's the end of the day. SAEX could be that. It really could be that. SAEX will watch it, see if it gets a break of the $4.99, $5 area. That would probably test $5.25 if it broke $5. It could just pull back from there, but keep in mind the next level of resistance is going to be $6 if it can break $5 on a strong note, setting up itself in a flag there. Alright, let's continue down the list, guys. I want to go over a trade yesterday on RBZ, just so you guys are learning a little bit here in pre-market as well. We'll go over some trades that have potential, but I want you guys to learn from some setups throughout the week as well. RBZ, this one did form a bear flag yesterday, intraday throughout the day. This one, oftentimes when a stock just drops really hard, fades on off, it'll start consolidating in what is known as that bear flag. That's what we have here. It's just consolidating, making higher lows, which is a little tricky for traders who aren't familiar with the bear flag. But as most of us know, this is the bear flag right here. We are making higher lows. This is after a drop, before we get that further break. Initial fall flag. Your stop on a short would be above that upper trend line. Profit target is going to be, of course, taking a partial as it continues to drop there. So that was RBZ yesterday on a bear flag. If you guys took that opportunity, a great one there. Let's continue down the watch list today. What else is popping on off? And guys, let me know if something does start moving between now and market open that I may have not had on my watch list. That kind of just pops up here. Jay Hopper, what's going on, man? Wheat stocks gapping up on CGC earnings. What's kind of the mama bear as far as that sector goes? The weed sector, marijuana sector. Guys, let's continue down this list. We got AMTX came out with news this morning. AMTX is already back down to 104. This is a great short, you know. AMTX. I do have shorts here at CMEG, CGC, and TLR. Gotcha. Yep. Thank you, Jay. So we'll keep those on watch. CGC, TLRY. Yep. Both having gap ups this morning. AMTX had news. I was really hoping this would start gapping on up and moving because this is a great short. They expanded their customer base with sales of biodiesel to retail fuel stations in India. That's on AMTX. This one got 118 as the 200-day moving average, which it just hit very briefly, and pre-market's already pulling back down. I was hoping that one was going to get some volume on it. Doesn't look like it is right now, so we'll just continue on down the list. FUV, we got to talk about this one. FUV, this one, there was a great opportunity on it yesterday that I ended up missing. I was watching it, didn't end up trading it, but this one, at the close of the day, started getting a short squeeze on it. This one pulled back right here to 568, which hit its highs previously in the day. Now that was probably the best entry for me that I wish I would have taken on it, just did not end up taking it. But this area here, you see where it bounced off of? It bounced off of these two highs here. So after it broke through that level of resistance now turns into support. We get a bounce off of it. We closed really strong. Of course, would have been taking profits into the close because, guys, as we know, when we have this type of volume on a stock at the close of a day relative through the rest of the day, yeah, we're squeezing out shorts here. But oftentimes these stocks, and we've gone over this before, they don't get after hours volume on them to sustain this move, and when they don't, all this volume in here that was pushing it up, they just begin to slowly sell their positions. That's what was happening on FUV. That's why we're back down to 637 from 765. Traders were not seeing throughout the night any sustainable volume momentum pushing into FUV, so it just starts selling off their positions. Now this one is on a trend on the 5. We pull up the daily chart here, 5 minute. We are on a trend that just bounced off of from yesterday. So we just bounced here off of 575, right off of this trend here. Now we're at 637. This one's a little tricky. We gotta watch the price action, just like we did on SOLO yesterday. We gotta watch the price action on FUV. Of course, this is a short, but because it could be overcrowded on that short side, there's no shorts available here at CMEG. They're all taken up. I tried to find some to locate. This one can move like SOLO did. The shares jumped yesterday 108% on it to that 710 close. Now, why did it do that? The stock may be moving in sympathy with Electromechanica, which was SOLO. That one spiked after the Bloomberg article highlighted its electric vehicle. So FUV is a sympathy play to SOLO. They make very similar electric vehicles. That's something for you guys to know. I mean, anytime there's a huge play like SOLO, always be looking at the sympathy plays at stocks that are kind of in that same sector. Happens all the time. You know, when China was in the news a lot of the China stocks were moving. When the shippers were moving, DRYS, ESEA, SHIP, just tons of those shippers, you know, they started all moving. When these electric cars start going, several of these companies start going. So guys, Ken saying FUV had news also on it, taking orders. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. So not only sympathy, they were actually taking orders, which is contrary to SOLO, right? SOLO not taking orders. Oh goodness, that one's good. Yeah, SOLO, that one is not taking orders. I don't know. I mean, they try to make that commuter vehicle. I looked it up. It's really interesting. Would you guys be interested in buying one of those vehicles? $15,000. It's a one-seater commuter. Really interesting there. Guys, let's continue on down the list. Ken, thanks for telling us that. These scanners here, guys, I want to make sure you guys know this going into the weekend. Start next week on a great note. Just for a few more days, these scanners, I talked to the owner here, and he wants you guys to have the best out there. You get them for 2 weeks for $20. That's in the description, so take advantage of that, guys. That'll be really good for you guys. Ken SOLO had CEO conference call. They have a large backlog. Ooh. So no, you guys are not interested. Matt, what's going on? Ken, good to see you guys in here. Heck no. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking about when I was looking at it. I was like, you know, this is really interesting. They were trying to compare themselves to Tesla, but it's a one-seater. It's a one-seater commuter vehicle that can drive like 100 miles. I don't know. You know, where's my wife gonna sit? In my lap? And then with the one-seater, you know, my wife would be all up over me about adjusting that seat. If we had to share the vehicle and I sit further back and then she sits right under the steering wheel, oh my goodness, that'd be a nightmare. Jerry point out APHA. Yeah, this is having a nice gap up as well. We'll go over that one in just a second. Thank you for bringing that up, Jerry. Alright, so FUV, keep that in mind, guys. That one's bouncing right there off of that trend line. We'll see how this one's going to open on up. It's very overextended, a 90 on the RSI. So we'll keep that one on watch. See how long this electric vehicle momentum is going to continue on off. Let's go over GSUM. This one, as you guys know, has had 2 morning spikes over the last few days. Had a morning spike on Wednesday, had a morning spike on Thursday. Will it have a morning spike today? The world may never know. Depends on what that chat room out there is going to do, doesn't it? Let's extend this trend line over to the right a little bit here. It's bouncing off the trend line from the last few days. It has had a morning spike on Wednesday. It really moved on Tuesday as well, and a morning spike on Thursday. We got clear resistance here at around $4, $4.15 from the last few days. We're uptrending as well. The trend line is going to be down to about 356 or 7 on it. This one does have a 200-day moving average at 510. Going to have a lot of resistance up here around 415. I mean, that's looking at the chart. I'll show you guys the daily chart on it. Got this major resistance here at 415. That's going to be really difficult to break on GSUM. This one has been pumped over the last few days, so we got to keep it on watch. Really got to keep it on watch at the open here. See if it's going to get another pump on it or not, and we will continue on through the list, guys. This one's not going anywhere. ORPN, this one had a news this morning. BioBlast Pharma to collaborate with Team Sanfilippo for Sanfilippo syndrome treatment. Doesn't look like this one's going to be getting the volume. Gapping up a little bit from 110 to 144. Major resistance. I mean, you would pull up the daily chart. It's upper shadow after upper shadow. This one was a clear short. Doesn't look like it's going to get any buying momentum on it, though. Knock that one off the list. And then APHA, Jerry brought that one up. Appreciate that. Wasn't looking at this one actually. Didn't have this one pulled up. So what's going on here? Pull up the news here. Oh, so their acquisition was completed. We know acquisitions bring in good buying volume. Recommends formal. Yep. So APHA, this one's gapping up here to 968 right now, which 968 is right there at that 200 day, so we're going to be opening up right near tough resistance. Watch this one at the open. On the daily, we don't have, I was not sure about, just seeing a gap up. Yeah, this is certainly something we should be looking at. We'll see how it opens on up. this one's sitting right near resistance, which kind of cuts this range, cuts this range off when we're opening up at the 200-day, and then we have $10 resistance right above that. There's more room to fall, than go up. So we'll just see, how momentum's going to be on this one. But guys, over the last few days, traders have been holding their positions longer than normal. We've seen things really holding up a little bit. It's been more of a dip and rip type of market rather than just a go up and come straight back down. I mean, unless you're in a certain chat room, GSUM, that one's straight up, straight down. WRX, that one was straight up, straight down. But they were straight up and straight down for a reason. I think we need to watch SAEX. This one's forming a flag in pre-market. We can get a bounce off of that 460 support, retest the highs at $5. That would be an area to scale out. So resistance on a Friday, especially, you want to be scaling out. Scale out half at resistance. See what the rest are going to do. Let the rest ride out to 520, 525, 530. That's what you want to do, guys. Take profits along the way. Yesterday was frustrating for me on SOLO because I sold right before that huge volume came into it. I was trying to just be smart and lock in some profits. It's always a little frustrating. But SAEX, we'll watch that one. I'm going to go ahead and mark some of these off our watch list that are not getting the volume this morning, such as AMTX, ORPM. Those aren't getting anything. There's IVC, that one. IVC, that one was gapping up yesterday on earnings. I do have shorts available on that one. Going to keep it on the back burner. IVC, that one. We'll mark off that one there. So mainly my watches out of the gates are going to be. Oh, guys, before you go, let's pull this up. There's one more I want us to look at. ADMA. ADMA, this one. I have shorts available on it. I'm excited if this one gets some momentum because it has the last few days. ADMA over the last 5 days. Look what it's been doing here. Pull up the 10-day chart. 10-day chart, this is a trend line we've been on. This one spiked on Tuesday. This one spiked on Wednesday. Thursday, we were sitting a little stagnant. And then here's Friday. We got 390 resistance, which we're opening up right at. Then on the daily, we got $4 as our gap to fill. $4 is the gap to fill. So this one's interesting. I do have shorts here, but depending on how volume is at the open, I'm going to keep this one on watch. We could get a morning spike here at the open because we did on Wednesday, or we did on Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday was a little stagnant. Gap to fill is $4. Let's see how this one's going to open on up as well on ADMA. That's one of my favorites there if we do get volume. So ADMA, SAEX, we're going to watch those, and FUV and GSUM. Those four are the ones we're really going to want to watch, guys. FUV, see if that one's going to continue to bounce off of that trend line. SAEX, see if that one's going to pop up, get a break of pre-market highs. ADMA, we'll see if that one can fill that gap. And then GSUM, that one's had morning spikes the last few days, got clear 410, 15 resistance on it. See how that one's going to open on up. Traders, you guys are all doing great. You're all doing very, very great. You're going to make it. Just remember this, your success at day trading is not something that's going to happen to you. It's going to happen, it'll be something that happens because of you. You guys are persistent. You're not giving up. You're taking some of these losses, turning them into building blocks and furthering this journey. So traders, you guys are all doing great. Ken, I like FUV, also broke out yesterday to all-time highs. Yep. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. That's our pre-market analysis. I hope you guys do very good today. Let me know on the video today in the comment section how you did. If you guys want these scanners, of course, I'm going to continue that deal for a few days here. Treat yourself with a Valentine's Day gift. Even though it's one day after. Get them, 2 weeks for 20 bucks. You can go ahead and get that. Traders, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to miss you guys over this long weekend. Monday is off, so we'll see you guys Tuesday morning. Trade safe, predefine that risk, and we will see you all fresh on Tuesday morning.